An opening to any anime can offer the viewer some really interesting and intriguing things to really build up hype for future events coming within the show, while also being accompanied with some amazing music in the background when looking at the visuals. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today we're going to be looking at the Season 2's opening of the Yugioh Go Rush anime series, breaking it down and seeing what we could possibly have to look forward to in the upcoming season. So we start off with the card soaring through space, cloaked in this blue glowing light. Now this could be a reference to what happens with our characters after they get carded. Because we saw at the end of this episode, Yugioh was turned into a card, but while he was being done so, a blue light was kind of cloaking him and absorbing him, coming from the relic. Or it could be a reference to Yugioh, because we know the color blue is synonymous with Yugioh's character. Just look at his hairstyle. But at the same time, we know that Yugioh has to travel through space from Vulgar to get to Earth. And we know the Vulgarians were in the last season referred to as being like cards. So, maybe as a hint or a reference to Yugioh and other Vulgarians traveling from Vulgar to Earth. So we then follow this up by seeing our main three characters, Yuhi, Yugioh, and Yomu. And we have all their ace monsters accompanying them with their pre-time skip designs transitioning into their noun designs. And I really do like this. It's just kind of, gives a bit more of a shine to those three characters. We then see a singing section from Manabu and Landestar, followed by a cute moment between Yuna and Asaka, before seeing a very jazzed up Light Go Rush logo illuminating in the background, giving us that fun yet disco-like party vibes and liveliness, which helps go along with the song, because the song that we get throughout this opening is also quite jolly. Now, after the logo, we do get our first look at the designs for the 2-year time skip of Vanya, Asaka, Yuna, Rovian, and obviously Yumu, who we've already seen. They're all having fun together despite a bit of conflict, but I have to say though, the designs for both Manya and Rovian look amazing. I much prefer Rovian without her hat, and Manya just wearing pink helps fit with her character, while also making her stand out, and she needs to stand out from the crowd because she's an actress. This mini segment with the girls showcases their friendship and bonds they built within this time skip, and of course what they've had before the time skip. So I really do like this inclusion because it just shows a bit more togetherness with those characters. Danamu in a school outfit is possibly an indication that he joined Yuhi's school in order to just have more fun and to be near Yuhi a lot more. Or it could just be him just trying to fit in and have fun in general. We then get a really cool scene of Manabu looking very bright and imposing, with the MIK logo in the background, making it seem like he's on board with MIK's new direction. And it might indicate that he's in a higher ranking position. Now this could also be backed up with him still having Landestar on his shoulder in many different scenes throughout the opening. Because we know that currently in MIK, Phaser and Trelamo are trying to get aliens off of Earth. But how is Landestar still there with Manabu if they're trying to get rid of all aliens? We do see Landestar in a human form within this opening with a lot of other aliens who we have seen either captured or presume have already been captured. Now, I would like it if the reason why Manabu still has Landestar is because he somehow managed to trick them into believing that Landestar is in fact a real cat, but it's just his companion. But we see Landestar transition into a human form from time to time and go back to being cat form until eventually a character like Trelamo actually discovers it and reports it back to Phaser, and we get the whole kind of other conflict on top of that. And thus, Manabu kind of going against MIK because Landestar's at risk. It's interesting though, still relating to MIK, we didn't see Ranran in this opening, even though she was very heavily present in the final stages of Season 1. We do see Trelamo fighting Yugioh with a massive monster silhouetted behind him. Of course, that monster is going to be kind of revealed in the opening after it's revealed in the anime. But one issue I do take with this opening is the fact that the following shot showcases Phase's maximum before the anime even showed us its full design. In the last episode, we saw its shadow, and we were getting sort of hyped and intrigued as to what it could look like. But here, the opening just went, oh, by the way, if you're going to watch the opening first, you're going to see the maximum design already, so don't worry, it might be a little bit less impactful for you when you watch it in the actual episode. And that's kind of a letdown. Now, what isn't a letdown is another amazing scene that we see. We get a segment where we have all of the ace monsters of our heroes facing each other. And the whole collection of these images, so the UTS group, you see Yugioh's and Yuna's, Asaka's, and Manabu's ace monsters. We see all of them facing each other, staring each other down. Now, all of this reminds me of the opening 2 from Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, in where we see Yuga and Friends' ace monsters staring down Team Goha's ace monsters. This really cool image just shows us Goha Yuna's ace monster as well, and I actually really like its design. It's got that bit of sass and cheekiness to it. Well, also, the fact that it's sitting on Asaka's ace monster's weapon, it just kind of makes it feel like it feels that it's way too important to be flying or standing, which is very reflective of Goha Yuna's sometimes righteous attitude. Now, this does make me wonder a little bit if we could see Yuhi, Yomu, and Yugioh facing off against the likes of Manabu, Asaka, Yuna, and Yugioh, as we see the emblems of Goha, Mutsuba, MIK, and Volgear all in the next scene after this, making me feel like there's going to be a bit of company warfare as such, because at the moment we know that MIK have got possession of Mutsuba, Goha, and MIK is in control of everything. So what's to say that they won't try and cause conflict with Volgear, causing Yugioh to come back, because we know he's going to, because he's in the opening. And we actually have a situation where Phases managed to bargain with all of these people, but UTS needs to try and clear everything up and get everyone to see reason. Again, it heavily reminds me of the opening in 7's where we see heroes versus villains, and I do like it. We do see Goha Yuna in the rain looking very sad, dirty, and almost beat up, hinting at her going through a lot of struggles within this season. Maybe Goha Yuna is realizing that Goha wasn't doing too good until Yuga arrived, and without him now, the fact that her company is gone, and she's losing everything slowly that she's held dear to her, it's gonna have to cause Goha Yuna to find herself again and grow and develop once more. I believe Goha Yuna will come out of the season a lot better than she currently is now, but just as a side note, Goha Yuna is fantastic. She's actually one of my favorite characters already in Go Rush, and I can't wait to see what trials and tribulations she's gonna have to overcome in this arc/season. Yumu will be getting another outfit, as we see her what she's like in her president for UTS mode, which basically just switch her look up and gives her an even cooler design, which is a red and black outfit. This I do actually prefer a lot more than the sailor uniform that we've seen her in already. So hopefully we keep her in this black and red outfit a lot more as the sort of arc progresses and the season progresses, because the character just looks cooler and more unique while wearing it. But the segment in where they show Yuhi with his joint decks and Yumu with her dragons means that they aren't going to be swapping decks back again, which I think is a good thing, as it would be a little odd for Yuhi to be all of like, I'm going to stop dueling is for kids like he is now, and then suddenly go, you know what, I want my dragon deck back. Because it was after his loss to Kawitel that we learned that he didn't feel like he was worthy to be using that deck, because he felt weak. And if he's still feeling weak and helpless at the minute, then going back to that old deck just wouldn't feel right. So I'm glad he's sticking with joint text, because Yuumu deserves the better looking deck, let's be honest. Now, I am interested in seeing how they plan on implementing Yugioh into the story, because they're heavily showing him being involved within the opening. We see Requiem, we see himself, we see his group. Now, a part of me feels like he's going to get involved because the creator is somehow involved with the relic, and we know that Yugioh's been trying to make Volgir into a higher entity of a being, so maybe that's how he's going to play a good sizable role within the story. So overall, the opening doesn't seem as dark as the show is slowly beginning to head towards. Let's be honest, with MIK taking over, with Phaser doing his maximum stuff, and Yugioh being turned into a card, the show is getting a bit dark and a bit depressing. But at the same time, this opening is so bright, is jolly, is vivid with colors and happy expressions on our characters' faces. The part with Gohei Yuna being sad is the exception within this opening. But add in the music, and we have something really exciting, lively, and fun. Again, an opening that differs in tone from the show itself at the minute. Does this mean we're going to have less happy moments, and we need the opening to cheer us up before we get to the depressing stuff in the episode? Or does it mean that we are going to get some moments where it's goofy and light-hearted and comical? Now, ultimately, we can't take the openings as fact. Sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh! We've had openings where we've seen things that are really cool, but they never materialize within the actual arcs or show. So, let's see what actually comes of it, and let's see if anything does end up happening, and the opening has foreshadowed a lot. I honestly will say I prefer Season 1 opening at the moment in time, because I just find the song a bit more catchier, but I'm willing to let this song kind of have a go at growing on me, and hopefully, after listening to it for a few times, it'll become more catchy. But that's all I got to say for this opening. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, theories, and your predictions based on what you've seen with this opening. Have a great day. Alligator, matane. Goodbye.